Hello, everybody. Welcome to the G1 Weekly Episode 2. I'm your co-host of the Right Sun, Ethan Black. This is going to be on YouTube, so please subscribe and uh, watch these videos. Today, I'm with a special guest, a fellow Canadian, the Discord daddy of Keeping It Strong Style, MJ does PR, or Matthew, or just go by shoot name. Brother, how you doing?
I'm doing really well, Ethan, man. Thanks for having me. How's it going?
Oh, like living the Canadian dream.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Uh, today's episode, we're going to cover nights for 6 for 9 to talk about like the standings, what we thought. You get the GIF, and then also preview of the Sunday and Tuesday shows. Matthew, before we get into night 6 for 9, what'd you think of the G1 so far? Is there anything you've been like 5 stars off, or like you're like, oh god, why? Like, what are your thoughts so far?
Yeah, well, it's been a little bit of everything. I was really looking forward to this year's G1. I love the idea of the expanded roster.
Me too.
Less so about the participants that were selected in the expanded roster. And I think as it's worn on, 32 might be too many, unless you got the guys that are sort of delivering that G1 quality night in and night out. Um, but the 20-minute time limit is awesome. I think it's in line with what New Japan is doing as an organization, with shorter matches, sort of upping the pace, and the intensity of the matches. So I'm glad to see it sort of formalized in this tourney. Um, Sort of three trends I'm seeing this year. Number one, shoot butts are back in a big way.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
yeah, big time. So I'm not necessarily here for it. I've went through the Shibata trauma, and it's just I don't see it necessary. I'm okay with the butts to the chest, but and I think they look cool. I think they look better than the shoot headbutts to the head. Um, so yeah, that's how I'm feeling. The second one is I'll call it the globalization of Moxleyism, where everyone is bleeding.
Love it. Love
Yeah.
that.
So he is a global trendsetter. And third, it's related to that. It's like these dudes getting busted open hard way. Um, Especially on headbutts. LP was busted open. Mikey Nichols has been busted open a couple
Yeah.
of times. Shota, Shota's had a couple of bloody
No.
noses and stuff. So yeah, guys are bleeding, man.
Yeah. I've seen some people talk about like the 20 minutes. Like, so I seen some are kind of like, I like the 20 because we don't get the Okada 30 minute. I mean, okay, fair to some matches are like not the 30. Like, what do you think of the 20 minute? I mean, you kind of point that you liked it. Do you wish they'd go
Yeah,
that forward, or do you think it's just for this year only and like next year back to the 30, or what do you think?
I I like the 20, honestly. I think they were I think the epic style should be held for epics.
Yeah,
30-45 minute matches they're tough sometimes, right?
they are. Yeah,
Unless
they are.
unless they are like high end performers. Like I was at Forbidden Door.
Oh, were you?
Yeah, Osprey Omega,
Ah,
Okada Danielson. I could watch them wrestle for several hours, but if you got evil evil and Yano going, whatever, 16, 17 minutes, it's not necessary, right? So
no.
I do like everyone cutting it down, and you can see everyone's working hard. Interesting, like Okada was saying, he's having difficulty adjusting to it. Um,
Well, he's so used to
so
doing 30 to hour matches, right? So
yeah, yeah,
him and Osprey, and I can understand too, right?
he warms up. Yeah, he takes about a 10-15 minutes to just warm up, right? And that's sort of one of the knocks on Okada as a performer. But if you know what he's getting up to, you're going to be rewarded on the backside. Overall for the G1, I'm sort of giving it a solid B right now. But I
I
think
agree.
it's
I go with you on that. I say B, A minus B around there.
yeah, but it's trending up.
Yes,
I would say
yes.
this last week is sort of really trended up. The last two nights where you're getting that itch scratched,
Yep.
where we're having multiple bangers in a row. And the nights that people are going to be like, oh, this is going to be a card of the year type of deal. So, yeah, so I would give it a B right now, and but trending in the right direction for sure.
Yes. One more before we get into the nights. Do you like the 4 blocks with each person, or do you kind of wish they went back to like the 2 blocks, or do you do not care? It's G1.
Yeah, it's G1. I love tournaments.
Me too.
Whether it's well, it doesn't matter the sport. I love a tournament. So 32 is great. But again, it's just some of the folks they could have been replaced with higher end people, I think.
Yeah,
And I would say the performances of some of the lower end folks, you're like, yeah, maybe there is a little bit of extra fat, but that's how I'm feeling. I don't mind the format. I like the blocks. It's easier to follow than it was last year.
a lot of
It
people
was
complain that. Yeah, they said like I did like where they were going last year, but I hated I with me because I just on I have ADHD and sometimes like with me like it's got tournaments has to be even numbers
yeah,
because like I remember last year it's when I was keeping track it was like okay like I think Ocon didn't start to like halfway for the G1 was over. It's like oh my god my head.
yeah. Some people were already in already eliminated, and people had two matches. Yeah, that it wasn't organized very well.
It was way too confusing honestly.
This is it's organized much better,
Yeah,
and yeah, and so the size doesn't matter for me. 8 singles matches in a night is intense. But yeah, so it's all about the quality, right? So
it is. Yeah, like I liked where they were going last year, but like I don't know. I found 24 was just way too confusing because it was like I said, like I think Waller didn't start till like I think like halfway. I think him Ocon was like halfway through. It's like and then like Ocon was pretty much done. Like Jonah was pretty much done.
yeah,
Like I think Archer had was done. It was just like oh my head. But
yeah, I agree. Yeah, much better organization this year, and um, yeah, easier to follow.
imagine
You
they
know,
did 2 blocks of 16 each. Oh my god.
yes, yeah,
That okay. I think we would have a different conversation if that was that case. Thank God they didn't do that. But
yeah.
let's jump into night 6 there, brother. So we'll start. This is the C and D block. So standings from night 6. David Philly first place with 6 points, 3 wins, 0 losses. Excuse me. Strong old boy champ Eddie Kingston, Tomaton Evil have 4 points, 2 wins, 1 loss. Mikey Nichols, Hinari, and Shingo Takagi have third place with 2 points, 1 win, 2 losses. And Ishii with 0 points, 0 wins, 3 losses. A little shocking. He's at 0. Well, we'll talk about night 9, 8, sorry, when we get there. And D block, Saber Jr., Jeff Cobb, 3-0 with 6 points. Goto and Naito with 4-2-1. Tanahashi Shihei with third place with 2 points. And Coughlin and Young with 0. Coughlin's actually another one I'm shocked. I'm kind of surprised he on the board yet. We'll talk about night 8 when we get there. So opening D block was Zack Sabre Jr. defeating Alice Coughlin. 11 minutes and 13 seconds by submission. I actually really enjoyed his opening. I give this one 6 out of 10. What you think?
This one was too slow for me. I don't think they set out what they were trying to accomplish here. Yeah, it was a gentleman's three, I'll call it, but
Yeah,
it's 3 out of 5 if you're ranking in Meltzerism. Coughlin powering out of Zach's submissions and that type of stuff. Well, that was the story that they were trying to go, but it didn't hit for me. Coughlin and Zach both looked really gassed. So it must have been super hot in
yeah.
that arena. But yeah, it was a bit slow for me, and a bit of a slog. So one of my notes here was how dare Coughlin lay hands on Ichiban Sweet Boy.
How dare you, Coughlin?
Yeah,
But they were in a big head Nagato. So yeah, I think Charlton, Chris Charlton, I think it was pretty hot up there because I mean it's summertime, right? I mean,
yeah,
obviously we're in Canada, but I mean I can't even think of what weather's like in Japan. But yeah, like you said, like I give it a 6. It wasn't bad. I mean, I like Coughlin, but I kind of wish he stopped going for chairs and stuff. He didn't do it this match, but there was a couple of times where like the first night where I think he had haste. I'm like, dude, you literally have the win. Why are you like getting pissed off at the ref.
Yeah, yeah, and I think it's the story that they're telling with him and Gabe. Just being overly emotional,
Yeah.
overly aggressive, and inexperienced, right? So, this match was, from a work rate perspective, well, like from a yeah, like the
Didn't
way that
help the
we're
crowd
looking
was
at it.
dead. Didn't help the
Yeah, it
crowd
was.
was dead.
Yeah, Nagano and those early shows, until they got back to Tokyo, the crowds were
Yeah.
were very soft. So, yeah, it was difficult. Yeah, difficult to get into.
Yeah. I found before I go on to the C block, I found this night was actually kind of, if I had to pick a night that was kind of like the worst night, I probably give it the night 6, maybe. And there was one other night I'm can't top of my head. Maybe night 3. I think I've seen a lot of people complaining. I don't know if you've been seeing Twitter people complaining. It's Twitter.
Yeah,
X, sorry, X.
yes, X. We'll still call it Twitter until it's really a reality. People
Until
might not know what we're talking about on X. What are
so
they
if
talking about?
yeah, well, not wrestling talk for a sec. I know this. So this above the ring, Matthew. We go off the chart. So, but we'll get back in a sec. But basically, if you haven't heard, Twitter is now X. But I'm just gonna keep calling Twitter till officially changes. But
Yeah, yeah, me too. Me too. It's gonna be a
so
while.
it's gonna be it's gonna take just like Jungle Boy Jack Perry. But anyway, back to G1. Tama Tonga defeats Mikey Nichols. 9 minutes and 10 seconds. This is from C block. I give this one 5 out of 10. It wasn't bad. The only spot I really liked where Nichols did the moonsault and Tonga Khan with the gun stuff. That was pretty cool. But
That
I 5 out
yes.
of 10. But other than that, I found the match kind of like you said with the Cogum kind of slow. Like to be honest with you, if I had to substitute someone, I'd probably take Nichols and put like
Tom
someone from
Lawler,
Tom
anybody.
Lawler. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's
Lance Archer.
I am
You
most
know,
shocked Archer's actually not. I don't. I know he was in Japan like earlier in the month for the Strong shows. I'm actually a little surprised they didn't keep him in Japan. To be honest with you,
yeah, and that's what a lot of people, you had all these people over there. I'm surprised that they didn't stick around. But yeah, Mikey, he's just not over with the crowd very
nope.
much. Even as a singles competitor, I think Haste is a little bit more over. He's a little bit more, exciting. But yeah, I likened I likened Mikey Nichols. He looks like a, a jacked accountant, or like a gassed up finance bro or something like that. He
He
doesn't,
actually does. You're not the.
yeah,
I heard another podcast say the same thing. I'm like, now every time I look at Mikey Nichols, that's all I think of now. So thank you for bringing that back up.
yeah,
uh,
yeah. But again, yeah, a good little finishing stretch on this one. The gun stun off the moonsault was the big spot of the night, and it looked great. So yeah,
yeah, that was my only. That's why that was more than 5 out of 10. Honestly, if that spot, I probably would have given it a lower. Like I hate being negative. I mean, me and you talk all the time.
yep,
But sometimes you just gotta be right. You know what I mean? When speaking of one of the short matches in D block, Hiroki Goto, IWGP Tag Champ, defeating Shea Haste. Speaking of Team TK, 2 minutes and 29 seconds by pinfall. I give this one also 5 out. It was okay. I actually wouldn't mind if these two actually went a little longer because I actually do like Haste in this tournament this year. I don't know if you're in the same boat as me, Matt. What did you think?
yeah. He's Shane Haste has sort of come on pretty strong this week. And he said, I love his finisher. His finisher is really sick. It's like the fireman's carry or
Choke
like
slam, I think.
into his choke slam. Yeah, it is. It's awesome.
I
I
do
that
like that. Yeah,
that
me too.
yeah. His finisher is sick. I don't understand like his the Lloyd Christmas from Dumb and Dumber look that he's got going on. But he's got great energy. He's a house of fire. And yeah, I don't know if Goto's hurt, like for real hurt, or this is a G1 story for him or not. But yeah, I think they're working around Goto, or they're
Yeah.
working around an injury. So yeah, but Big Fuge getting that money, 3 matches in a row out there
Yes.
seconding his
Yeah.
boys. So
I forgot.
he's getting
Actually, I
paid.
forgot about that until you said. I was like, because I forgot. They went like basically back to back to back. I was like, oh
Yeah.
right, that's right. Because I keep forgetting. I don't know why I keep forgetting. There's the Saber and Hayes from the same block. Which it's funny. You ever notice like how LIJ face IJ, and I
Yep.
think Team Decay is now the only group as of right now. We'll talk about the preview later. but then face off. I mean, they will Sunday, but we'll talk about that one. But it's just like, wow, I'm surprised TMDK didn't have matches, but yeah, I give this one 5 out. I actually kind of wish they went 10 minutes. To be honest, like, are you in the same boat, Matt? Are you 5? Are you
Yeah,
3? What you
yeah,
think?
would love to see these guys get a little more time. Goto can deliver. The G and G1
The GG
may may
one.
may or may not stand for Goto. Maybe it did at one time, but like Haste can go, man. He's super athletic, and Goto's a great storyteller in the ring. So
He is, yeah.
I think they could both do good work with a little bit more time. So yeah, that's it. But some matches got to go shorter than others, and this was one of them.
Yeah, I mean, I get with 8 blocks because well, the good old G1, so they usually like I'm actually kind of glad they don't do undercards. To be honest with you, I kind of like all block. I mean, you can't have all like 10, 20. You gotta make some short. I mean, some don't need to go 10 minutes, like Yano. Let's just be honest.
Yep.
Evil. Let's just
Yep.
be honest here.
Yep. Yeah.
Well, we'll talk about Evil when we get there. And actually, one of my favorite matches of this night, Eddie Kingston Strong Openweight Champion defeating Hinari, 10 minutes and 2 seconds in C block. Before I get your thoughts on the match, Matthew, what you think of Hinari's look?
Yeah, it's great. I watched the intro that I think Jcast or someone they tweeted out. There was a news story from New Zealand about Hanare adopting. I'm not sure the indigenous name for the
I
tattoo
know, yeah, I
markings.
can't remember either. We do apologize for if
But
somebody knows. Please, for love of God, like tweet at us.
yeah, let us know. I'm not, and I don't want to butcher it, but yeah, I think it
Can't blame me there,
honestly
brother.
for a look, it looks great, and with his persona as like this, he's a warrior, right? He's a
Yeah,
warrior. He's fighting spirit, and I think he's melding his like his Muay Thai background with his warrior heritage and his Maori background. Love it. I think it looks great. I think he looks super tough with the bald head, and
he actually
yeah,
looked kind of badass. Actually,
yeah, it's good luck, and he's a thick boy.
yeah,
Like he's bulking or like he's putting on some weight right
yeah.
now. And so he looks he looks like a machine. He looks very very thick, and his performances have been awesome.
He is, like I said in past episodes of Rice, like I was never a big fan of Nori like years ago, but ever since he joined like Empire, like he's just impressing the fuck out. Like I mean, the ball, he actually looks better bald to be honest with you, like
Yeah,
with his
yeah.
hair.
I thought he looked super cool with the black gloves and the eyeglasses, where he's looking like
Oh,
sort of like this,
Chono,
like
as people
yeah, the
call them,
Stone Cold Killer. Yeah,
he did
yeah.
look pretty badass with that.
I thought he looked cool. So his looks have been improving as he goes along. But yeah, I think Hanari's has been one of the standouts in C Block for sure.
Yeah, I mean, if I had to make an MVP like right now, I give it to 4 people in C block. Ishii, actually 5. I'll do 5 real quick. Screw it. Ishii, Shingo, Hinari, Eddie, and Finley. Maybe
Yeah,
Tomatonga's like maybe like honorable mention, but honestly, like I just want 8. This is a Ethan pick, 8 out of 10, or Dave Meltzer 4 stars.
yeah. This is right up your alley, eh? Yeah,
Oh,
this
that's
has
fine.
a it
That's
does.
fine.
It is. And it has like it's like a Fire Pro Wrestling all over it. Like who thought Aaron Hanare would ever be squaring off against Eddie
Right?
Kingston, right? But the crowd was a little slow to start in this one, but got going. A great hoss fight, great brawl. Eddie selling that liver punch was like so good, so good. Like it was like
Yeah.
he really got hit with a liver punch. Like he had the delay. Oh, and then he collapsed over. Yeah. And
I'm
then
good.
and
I'm
then the
good. I'm
finish.
good. The
Yeah.
ref's like,
The
"Are
f-
you okay?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm good. I'm good."
and the finish was Kingston-esque, collapsing,
He hit
collapsing
the
after an exhausting affair.
Yeah, he hit the back. I'm trying to remember a few nights ago. I'm trying to remember. I think he hit him with the back fist, and I think he just fell, didn't he?
Yeah, I think he hit him with it twice. I think Hanari ate one, and then he hit him again, and then Hanari sort of like had that a flash. It was like a flash KO, and Kingston just collapsed on top of him.
Yeah,
And then they
that
woke up and they're like, "What? Who won?" They were too sure who
that
won.
was like
Uh,
SmackDown '02 where Big Show got knocked out with the brass knuckles. He just fell on Regal. And Regal's like, "Oh God, get off me!" And Big Show's like, "Did I win?" But I mean, I'll be honest. I mean, Siebel, I'm a little surprised, Inara and I'll tell Shingo when we get to his match in a sec. I'm surprised those two are actually at the 2 points as we're just talking about night six. But it's just like I thought they'd be like second, at least at the top, like in some because spoiler alert, they're still in survival mode as of right now. But we'll talk about
yeah,
when we preview the next C&D blocks.
these are like common traits of Gato's booking. He loves these block comebacks with certain guys who like start off slow and then they build towards the end. I think this has been like the theme with this G1 even. It started a little bit slow. It's picking up and it's gonna peak at those quarterfinal and semifinal matches, and it's just gonna keep getting better in my opinion. And the matches that we got left are very tasty.
Yes,
And I think they're gonna be it's gonna be good. Like they're peaking, right? They started off walking, now they're jogging, and we're gonna get into that run by the end there. It's gonna
we're
be
slowly
awesome.
getting there. There's a lot of night one, like there's a lot of good there've been a lot of bangers, but there's just like it's just like okay, now we're slowly getting up there. We're
Yeah,
getting up to 2019 stuff, but it's just like okay, we're slowly getting there.
yeah, yeah.
And then we'll go well speaking of come back from G1, we'll go back to D block to see a Naito defeating Toriano 7 minutes and 24 seconds. Honestly, I don't know why I just couldn't get in this match. I just want 4 out of 10. I think it kind of took me out with the entrance when Naito had to come back. It's like really okay, come on, let's just beat this
I'm a big Naito guy, so this was
out.
this was for me. This match was designed for me. Naito showing up looking like Dracula. You get the super extended version of his entrance. But yeah, like neither of them broke a sweat. So,
Night off.
if you're cherry picking, this is one you can skip for sure.
Yes,
You can trust us on this one. You can give that one a skip. Unless you love Naito's entrance theme, then stick around for that because
he
you're
does
gonna
have a
get
good theme though. I will I can't deny him that, but
yeah,
for night
you're gonna
six,
get
I'll
all you can handle. All you can
yes,
handle for that.
and
So
then it's Yano. Let's just be honest, it's Yano.
yep.
But after we're talking night six, we'll do our recommendations, pretty much cherry picking. And then we go back to C block. Speaking of really 4-star matches, Shingo Takagi defeats Tomohiro Ishii 18 minutes and 10 seconds. This ruled. These two
Yep.
never had bad matches.
No. Yep. Exactly. Big boys slapping meat, and they continued slapping meat for 18 minutes straight. Takagi was like he was slugging, man. His forearms and lariats were very stiff.
Yes.
This was proper G1 quality match from two of the best competitors in the company. I've said this before, but obviously Ishii, he's a G1 all timer.
Mhm.
Fighting spirit goat. Out here hitting drop kicks, backdrop drivers, superplexes,
Flying headbutts.
flying headbutts. And they did a shoot headbutt in this one, which again, just
Tone it down a little bit.
you're getting a little, and they're smacking each other so hard, the chops, the lariats, everything, and it's like, well, yeah, we took it up to 11 with the shoot butt there, and yeah, that's probably the one drawback here. But yeah, this is
Yeah,
four and a half for me.
I
This is proper G1 stuff.
yes. Out of the three they had, I probably if I had to rate, I probably say this is probably like the weakest one of the matches they had. If I had to choose one, but I mean they never had bad, absolute bad matches. But Shingo finally gets on the board finally.
Yep.
Well, and this
Yeah.
night, but we'll tell. Like I said, we'll tell the other nights after. But little surprise, Ishii's on the bottom. But I mean, it's C block.
Uh,
It's kind of hard to put. I mean, you can't get
Yeah, and it's kind of been Ishii's story the past couple of G1s where he's not performing from a points standpoint for us as fans. He always performs, and nobody's ever going to say, that Ishii match, That kind of sucked. Yeah, no one's ever going to say that. Like
Well, I mean,
it just doesn't
when he
happen,
beats
right?
Evil, yeah, probably. With
Well,
Evil,
we'll see, man. He might like, he might drag something out of him. He might beat something out of him.
that's true.
So I'm
I,
not too worried about that
he
one.
should never had bad. So far, all his G1s have been for me personally from like a 7 to a, well, when we get to the last C and D block nights. I mean that one kicks and we'll get to that in a sec. But back to D block, Jeff Cobb gets the win over Hiroshi Tanahashi at 10.5 minutes, and he goes up to 6 points. Oh, he just won 7 out of 10. This ruled. These two never have bad matches either.
Yeah, and man, my knees ache for Tana.
Me too.
Time waits for no man. Father Time is the real ace. So,
Yeah, you're not
but
wrong about that.
yeah, Tana had a nice counter here to the tour of the islands, but and Cobb trying to hit all of Tana's moves, and that sling blade he hit was sick, and nice closing stretch. Um, Not my favorite, but Cobb's been delivering, and I think Tana's getting ready to turn it up a little bit.
Yeah, but back to Ishii first, like before I tell time. But like with Ishii, like this is actually his worst G1 than last year as of right now, but he might get more. But Tanahashi, I mean, I seen people complain like the match was swerve on collision, like that it was good, but like it was kind of like he looking rough there. So with MJF, it's just like, oh, come on,
Yeah,
Tanahashi.
he's been looking really rough. Like I don't know how much cartilage he's got left in those knees, man. And yeah,
Do you think he should took G1 off this year? Do you think?
no, he's never going to do that, and he's still going to give you something better than what he's giving you better stuff than what Evil's giving you. He's going to give you better stuff than Yano, and I've enjoyed him more than Mikey Nichols, to be
Well, yeah,
honest.
well, yeah. I mean, anybody's better than
It's
Mikey
just
Nichols.
it just hurts. It just hurts watching him,
Yeah,
take those turnbuckles, take the ropes. It's just ouch. But his high fly flows have been looking real crisp and real nice. So like
right.
I don't
It's
know.
just like
He's the ultimate worker.
I don't think he'll be, to be honest with you, like for D block, like I picked Naito and Cobb to come out of the D block. I almost said Tanahashi, but like I mean, if you looked at his points the last couple of years, it's been like what, like 4 to 6 points, 8. I mean, sorry, around
Yeah,
there.
yeah. He's on the downside, right? He's on the downside, and he's giving you what he's got. And
Yeah,
God bless
God,
Tanahashi, man.
God
Thank you.
bless. Well, we'll quickly talk about this main event because I don't have much to say for this one. Back to C block. It is Dave Finley defeating Evil, 16 minutes and 12 seconds. I thought this sucked ass. 3 out of 10.
Yeah, this it sucked. We knew it was gonna suck. We just didn't know how bad. Um,
I like Dave Finley. I said another person I said before, kind of like at first, like he was one of those guys I could take or leave. But ever since like he like turned heel, it's just like bam. Like, dude,
yeah,
like you just made me a fan.
this I like Finley. I like what he's doing, but this match didn't have any heat, man. Neither
No,
wrestler was over in any way. It was 15 minutes of uselessness. The crowd was dead. It sucked.
this is
It was really bad.
I get this was the main event, but this did not need to be the main. A, this did not need to be the main event. B, it was the quote unquote Bullet Club Civil War.
Yeah.
As, as Matthew
Yeah.
can see, I'm rolling my eyes.
It wasn't great.
Oh,
Unfortunate, but that's what evil is giving us, and that's what all of the pundits on podcasts everywhere are talking about.
Super, keeping it
they're
strong
sick of
style,
evil.
Super J Cast.
Yeah,
Every podcast I hear, it's
yeah,
rare now to hear a good evil match now, but like
I know. And evil can go like this is like the
he's
frustrating
so
part is that evil can have a decent match. He can put in good decent quality. You just haven't seen it in a couple of years because he's tied up with Togoism, and it's unfortunate, but yeah, that's evil, man.
it ruined show too. I'm just gonna be honest. That I like show, but ever since he joined House Tour, like I'm like, dude, get off my screen. Like I can't even be. I don't even want to look at you anymore.
Yeah, yeah,
Disappointed.
and that's a guy that everyone was like, whoa, this guy's due for big things.
Yep. Oh
And
yeah.
then he got I don't know if this was his choice or what, but yeah, it hasn't been good for him. That's for sure.
No. Well, that was night 6. So honestly, for me, recommend matches, I say Kingston and Nare, Ishin, Shingo, and Tanahashi and Cobb, honestly. That's the only three I recommend checking out.
Yep, I agree.
Maybe Goto and Pace, or sorry, what was I talking about here a second ago? Um, I'd probably say Saber Jr. and Kaga maybe as a honorable mention, but other than that, there's just three,
Yeah,
honestly.
Ishii, Takagi, Hanare, Hanare Kingston.
And then Cobb and
That's it.
Tanahashi for three for me, but I mean for you,
Yeah,
those two. Basically, for me, seven and higher, just check out. Everything else you could probably just skip.
yeah.
And then we'll move over to night 7. Where do my things go?
Night 7 back in Cork and Hall. Thank
Woohoo!
goodness.
Yes,
That
yes.
yeah,
Chuck,
back in Tokyo, the crowds are a lot hotter than those earlier nights, and I don't know if that is a function of where they were in the country versus being in Tokyo, or
yeah.
a function of the matches just not being as hot as the matches that they got here in Tokyo. So
The first of 2 nights in Tokyo. So this is A and B. So first place in A block, IWGP World Champs, so not surprising. 8 points, 4 wins, 0 losses. Kiyomiya in second place with 5 points, 2 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw. We'll get to that in a sec. Sorry, on night 9. Third place, Openweight Tag Champ Garo Kid. Chase Owens have 4 points, 2 wins, 2 losses. And Sho Umino has 4 points, but one win, 1 loss, 2 draws. Too many draws, honestly. I'm just gonna be honest. An A block. Yoshizuji have 3 points. Speaking of draws, 1 win, 2 losses, 1 draw. You're gonna hear me saying that a lot. Let's just be honest here. In last place, Hikale with 2 points, 1 win, 3 loss. Aaron Narita also has 2 points, but he has 0 wins, 2 wins, and 2 draws. Again, with the draws. And then in B block, we had Kusushika Okada in first place, 8 points, 4 wins, 0 losses. Not surprising. Osprey in second place with 6 points, 3 wins, 1 loss. Yoshihashi, Taichi, and Kenta 4, 2 each, 2 wins, 2 losses. And Loa, Phantasmo, Okada 2 points, 1 win, 3 losses. Speaking of Okan, he was in the opening A block again, or B block, sorry, with his fellow Empire member Will Ospreay, and he lost him in 11 minutes and 20 seconds. I actually really enjoyed it. I just won 6 out of 10.
yeah, hot opener. It was good. They got the crowd going early. Okan had some great spots. He hit a plancha, hit like a springboard moonsault, and hit Osprey with some mist.
Yes, that was cool.
Yeah, and Osprey is so good at taking offense. Not just the selling, but like he is like willing to get lit up.
Yes.
And it makes his matches so much more compelling. And Okan's had a tough G1. I don't think he's performed up to the quality that he could perform. Also, he's not winning matches, but I thought this was a great opener for the card.
I love Okan. Like, I absolutely agree with you saying there, brother. Like, I love Okan, but what are we doing? He should be at least like uh still in the running, but spoiler, he is eliminated. Not
Yeah,
Osprey didn't eliminate, but we'll talk about night 9 in a bit. But yeah, I actually enjoy. I like how you don't get where much Empire matches. I think this is the second or third one this year, I believe, because I know Mark and Will in the New Japan Cup, and I think this is it. I think we had two. I could be wrong. Don't quote me
they
on that.
had a they had an incredible Aussie Open faced um, Hanare Okan and Hanare in the World Tag League,
Thank you.
and they
That's what
had
I was
an
thinking of.
absolutely incredible tag
That
match.
that
So
that rule. I knew I was like, there's a third, and I forgot about World Tag League.
yeah,
Honestly, I
yeah,
love Bishamon, but I think Aussie Open should have won World Tag League last year.
yeah. That's
That's a hot take,
per-
but
personal preference. Yeah, and Aussie Open is, it- it- you know, top two, top three tag team in the world. Um, excuse me. Um, But yeah, I think that was you got to have some domestic talent
Yeah,
in the championship matches at Wrestle Kingdom. So
yeah, I get it, but still, it's just me. Well, also, I was Ring of Honor Tag Champs now, but and then speaking of tag champs, we go to A Block again. Shooto Umno defeating Strong Boy Tag Champ Gabriel Kidd, 13 minutes and 3 seconds. I actually really enjoyed this. I mean, Gabriel Kidd with the Bullet Club stuff because he's got to attack everybody before the entrance.
yeah, yeah.
Do you get perk angle fives off of him?
Yeah, and that's been the talking point when he hit that flying flip off of the stage there. Um yeah, I do, man. He's been killing guys like with the chops. He's been very, very aggressive, very rough. Um you know Rough to and we'll get to that Kaido match, but um almost to a degree where you're like, oh, is he taking liberties here? But yeah, I've enjoyed Gabe. I know there's been complaints about him jumping people before the match. Yes, if he's going to do it every single match,
I
it
think
is
he
kind of
has every
long in the
match
tooth.
so far.
Yeah, it's long in the tooth, right? Have him come out first a couple of times to split that up. But yeah, this match, good G1 quality match here. Gabe, wasn't with the fuckery too much. It was a hard hitting match, and yeah, Gabe was smashing.
Gabe was
I
man.
would say, yeah, I would say not a must see match. I thought
Honorable
Shota's match with
mention.
yeah, I thought Shota's match with Kaito was way better.
Yeah, I honestly, well, what we get, well, I'll just stop over here. Spoiler: Our Kids G1's matches so far. That Kimia was probably my favorite one so far.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah, by a
Honestly,
mile.
I've been more impressed with Kid and his than with Coughlin, to be honest with you.
Oh, leaps and bounds, leaps and bounds.
And don't get me wrong, I like Coughlin, I do, but it's just like I don't know, Kid just impressed me a lot more in his first G1 than because I feel like I mean I've seen on Twitter where like kids just jump at everybody. It's like, okay, can we like tone it back a little? Like you're getting evil fives now. Like tone it back a tiny bit.
Yeah, and they could do that, right, by having him come out first. And that would make it a little bit better, right? And like he is like if he jumped, say he jumped Kaido and say he jumps Shota, and then maybe he jumps like two or three people, right? Versus, okay, we know it's coming, and then it's not so much of a oh hot start, right?
The
You
old
know, it's about having that hot start. He
yeah
jumps them to get the crowd invested right away. Hot start, big brawl, take it out to the crowd. But when you do it every single night, from a viewer's perspective, it's a little bit tough. I get that they want to give the crowd that experience. Is probably about that live experience for the crowd, that they get to see the wrestlers up close, they get to see the chops and get take their photos and that kind of stuff too. So it's kind of about that live experience,
yeah.
but from a viewer's perspective, yeah, a little long in the tooth.
I like the one with Chase was kind of necessary. I get you want to like beat him quickly, but it's just like Hikuleo, I can kind of let it slide because Hikuleo's tall bastard. But like the shooter one, like I get you want to like beat them, but like you said, it's just getting too much a little bit. Like
Yeah,
it's just a nitpick thing, but it's just like, dude, just tone it back a tiny bit. Like I get you want to like get the super quick win, but it's like, come on, it's every match. Seriously, like don't stop it.
yeah, yeah. Agree.
and then and then back to B block. Kenta defeating KO Vidori 23 champion Taichi. And an official time match was 2 minutes and 11 seconds. This was okay. I did like the where Taichi's singing and Kenta's using the vibe bell just starts guitaring.
Yeah, you're slapping the bass.
Yeah, and then we had a belt off for like a couple minutes. It's like and then Kenta
Yeah,
attacked. I was like, oh boo.
Kenta's Kenta is always down for some foolishness, and so I thought it was funny. It was enjoyable. The match was nothing to write home about, so
No.
I would say, in my book, this is a skip for the cherry pickers.
Yeah, me
you can
too.
skip this one, but yeah, the opening was funny.
I did like and then Conor like, here, my stablemate wins, and Kenta's like, this is bullshit. I did. I don't know why I found that funny because Kenta's like, "What do you mean?" And then he just beats him up and then wins. And like, I mean, it's harmful. Like, for it, but like you said, it's skippable.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
honestly, this next match, I personally for me is a skippable. Yoji Suji defeating Chase Owens 11 minutes and 42 seconds. I give this one 4 out of 10, but it wasn't bad, honestly. Suji finally gets on the finally a win though.
yeah. I know. I think this is his first singles win
It
since
is, yeah.
he's been back in New Japan. So, yeah, Chase has been polarizing. Is I suppose is the diplomatic way of of saying it. But yeah, not a ton in it. Closing stretch was sick.
I did like the closing ending, yeah.
Chase hit that C trigger off the spear, which was nasty. And yeah, Suji's a stud, man. He's a stud.
He is.
Just can't wait for him to get going.
Everybody, I remember when he came with a gear at Dominion, and people were like, "Is he a big fan of the Young Bucks?" And I was like,
Yeah,
"Oh my god!" I didn't even think of that. But honestly, Suji's been out of the three Musketeers. I mean, we don't need to get into that conversation, but honestly, been excuse me, talking about the depth. But out of the three, Suji's been impressing me the most out of the three.
yeah. So and honestly, they all three of them have had really good G1s. Narita has really impressed me. I was I was probably fairly low on Narita. Like I wouldn't be have been buying his stock before this G1. Simply because like I didn't like where he was at with um
Suzuki and
uh
Desperado.
yeah, with this strong style group. That wasn't like it's your diet Suzuki Goon.
Yeah, wish,
It's
wish.
yeah.
It
So
pretty
it's
much was. I mean, because like I know they broke up in December, and then they basically stayed together. Because even Taichi and Kanemaru and Doki all stayed together pretty much.
yeah,
Not a bad thing.
but
Not a bad thing.
five guys has a totally different vibe. This the strong
Yeah,
style is face Suzuki Gun is kind of what it is. So
that,
um
I agree with.
and
I go with that.
yeah,
I agree with that.
but
Uh,
yeah, we digress. We digress.
yes. This is our show. So back to B block. El Fantasma finally gets on the board by defeating Tangaloa, 12 minutes and 14 seconds. I think he's the only person in the B block so far that hasn't worked on the knee. I could be wrong though. Don't call me on that.
Yeah, I think this is him trying to be a good good boy LP. Um,
Fellow
you
Canadian
know,
too.
yeah, it's fellow Canadian, West Coaster.
Yes.
And
Yes.
yeah, um, LP looked like a junior compared to Tongaloa.
He
Tongaloa
did.
is just so huge, like just absolutely massive. And this, I think Tongaloa, this was my favorite match from him because he was just hitting power move after power move after power move, which is great. Blue Thunder, Super Power Bomb, the Jackhammer. He did like that like I don't know if it's a deadlift boss man slam or whatever, but like he like picks him up and then has that like sidewalk slam type of move.
Oh, that I thought you were
Um,
talking about the ape shit for a minute, but no, that's the Rikishi drip. No, I know the move I can't remember what it's called, but yeah, that. So I'm agreed to out of the street one match so far because he's got Okada and Osprey left. Spoiler left. I'm always spoiled because we still got a couple nights to get through. But yeah, I like this one. Lost my train of thought. And EOP is my second favorite so far. I know he's still got Osprey and them left, but he finally got on the board though. I'm pretty proud.
yeah, stole it with that crucifix. Pretty good little match. Tongaloa has not had a great match. You can clearly see that he's still feeling the effects of the surgery on his knee, and man needs a little bit more grease on the wheels. So,
Well, I mean, it's
but
first time back in the ring since oh god,
it's been almost a
21
year. Yeah, just about a year.
2 years, yeah,
So
something like that.
yeah, been a tough go for him. So great to see him back, and this is the type of match that I think he would do well in, right?
Yeah,
He acting as a monster against a littler, smaller opponent where he can just drop people, do some big strength moves, power moves, and stuff. So yeah,
it's
yeah,
just a
he's
skip
all
match
right.
for you, or do you think for cherry pick, do you think skippable, or do you think it might be a just honorable mention kind of thing?
Honorable mention for sure. Like
For this night,
if you're
I go with that.
if you're yeah, you wouldn't be disappointed watching this one.
Yeah,
You wouldn't be like,
eh. like evil.
Yeah.
Like I like
Yeah.
calling Dave Fan evil. We mean you're
Better
just
than
talented.
average. This one is better than average for
I
me.
gave this one 5 out of 10. And speaking of Grails of Destiny, Hikuleo also gets on the board. He defeated Ran Narita 11 minutes and 58 seconds. I liked their strong match a little bit better than this one, but it was okay. I mean, Harmless 12-minute match. I get this one 6 out of 10.
Yeah, Hicklow's best match by far.
Me
You see
too.
what happens when you let the kid work. He looks like a legit dude. Um, and so like, the match with Chase was kind of what was very polarizing about it. And I was kind of down on Hikuleo early on in the G1. This match was like, okay, this kid can play.
Yeah,
And I'm happy that he got to work,
me too.
rather
Me
than
too.
taking people's offense. The guy's like 6'8", like super handsome, amazing hair.
Tall fucker.
Um, yeah, exactly. Let the guy work. He'll get over, man. He can go. So, very, very happy for Hikuleo here. And Narita told a good story. He was trying to get that choke, but Leo was just a little too much for him.
Yeah, I'm surprised Narita's on the. I mean, when we talk about the next like Thursday show, forgot what day it was for a second. I like how his 2 points came from draws. I kind of figured with when they announced the blocks when they put all three Musketeers. I'm like, because stupid me, I'm doing predictions. I said, oh, I just find time draws are kind of cheesy. I don't know if you're in the same boat or not, but I was like, I should have picked draws. God damn it.
They're no, you know what? I'm not. I don't share that opinion. I think
For
they're
certain
a good
matches, yes, yeah,
good storytelling device, and great for how to make the math work a little
yeah.
bit more. um they don't want to bury a bunch of their up and comers right away,
Mhm.
so this is a way to avoid that.
Yeah.
And the time limit draws he's had have been awesome.
Yeah, oh yeah, I'm not complaining about those. I did I like the shooter one a tiny bit better than the user suit. Like, but it was funny how when the bell rang, I like her Rita just jumps off the top rope anyway. I don't know why I found that so funny. And
Yeah,
the referee's like, guys, no, and they're still going and the ref's like, no, guys, stop it. It's over. Almost like the parent. All right, kids, stop it. It's over.
yeah,
And then Suji just pulls the catch jack close on the top rope. But I mean, I shouldn't say cheesy. I guess that was kind of poor wording, but like I get sometimes like to do the time limit draws. I just kind of wish it wasn't an A block so much. I kind of wish they kind of spread them out, like maybe D block or C should have got some.
yep,
Because
yep,
spoiler, in A block there's been four, what 3 time limit and double counter, but we'll talk about that double counter one, like you said, when we get to the Gabe and Keto
sure.
TVM match. But honestly, I say 6 out of 10. This is probably an honorable mention for me. Here's one I would recommend: No Battle of Chaos in B block, champion versus champion. Oh, that's still weird to say for a college 6-man tag titles, but yeah. Okada beats Yoshihashi 16 minutes and 32 seconds. This one ruled. I give this one 7 out of 10. What you think?
Yeah, what a match, what a match. Korakuen was full of Yoshihashi holics.
Yes.
You know,
Yoshihashi Onyx. I love that.
it's Bishamon country, man.
Yes,
This
that's true.
match, Yoshihashi really proving that he more than deserves to be in this G1 field, and actually really like taking up the mantle of one of the top performers in this entire G1. He's been
MVP for B
incredible.
block. Yeah.
He's been incredible. And this is top three fave match for me. I would say
Nice.
this rocked everything about it. Super hard hitting. And I thought it was Yoshihashi's time, man.
And what? I like that where Okada had him in the Rainmaker and Yohachi did it himself. I'm like, oh my
And
god,
hit him with a lariat. So sick. That was so sick because Yoshihashi really cranked him. He
he got him. I
really,
was
really
like,
cranked him.
I thought
Yeah.
he had. There was time I was sitting there and I was working. I was watching my tab and he hit it. I'm like, go Hashi, go, come on. And I mean, you kind of because sport my predictions. I picked Okada and Osprey to go to the B block just to
Yep.
be safe. Yoshihashi, if I was doing, because what me and my coach, when we did Super Juniors, we did like backup picks. So like if somebody
Yep.
got injured or whatever, like okay, here's your backup. But I mean, it's 4 blocks. it should be half the people, right? So if I had to do backups, Yoshi was gonna be one of my picks. And I thought he had Okada after Larry. And even Corrigan was like, one, two, yeah, no. But I
Yeah,
mean,
it was a
Chaos
thrilling.
Brothers.
Yeah,
Love how
thrill.
Chaos Brothers beat the shit out of each other.
Yep, thrilling match. Okada like pulling it out of him. Okada's been his grumpiest self this throughout this G1. So yeah, amazing match.
This role,
Highly
I love
recommend it.
his
Go out and seek it.
spoiler for this night. I say this match and the next one, main event A block, IWGP World Champion Sonata defeating Kito Kimi at 19 minutes and 58 seconds via deadfall. Ooh, wow. That's how you tease a time limit draw, guys.
Yeah,
2 seconds.
it's super impressive that they hit their time marks like that. It is. It's just super impressive to me that it looked natural. There wasn't like any weird, awkward stalling, and I had totally like not paid attention to the time. And so when they were like, "Oh, there's 2 seconds left," I was like, that was incredible. Yeah, Kaido can do it all. I think with every match, he's showing a different little bit of his skill set and creativity. He was great. I think he's gotten progressively better in each match. And he was really over with the crowd.
He
Really
was.
over.
Well, because like when Noah, I know they have the N1 victory coming up next.
Yep.
Wow, can't believe it was August already. Anyway, sorry. It's crazy how it's he did want to be in the N1. Oh, I mean, because it's still part of G1 schedule, right? So I mean, I kind of see why he didn't want to, but he's been I've been so impressed with him in A block. I think he's gonna be spoiler, he's still in the running, but I think he might be the second person out getting out with spoiler Sonata.
Yeah. I think you got to do that. You got to do a solid for Noah and for Kiyomiya, who is a legitimate top performer. And he's on this like mission of discovery. It's probably about him finding out who he is and how he stacks up against the best of the best.
Yes.
And he's showing out just fine. I think this is a great investment for him. I don't know what Kaido gains from being in another N1. Like going back after this year, he's going to be a totally different animal,
Oh
right?
God. Oh yeah.
And so I think this has been a good investment for him as a character and as a wrestler, and just for him as his stock as a wrestler in Japan is certainly going up.
Yeah, I give if we're doing star, honestly, I like doing ratings out of 10. So, but 8 out of 10 for me, or if we're doing stars, that would be what, like 4 stars, four and a
Yeah,
half. I give it
easy.
easy.
Yeah, 4 easy. I would give that Okada Yoshihashi match like 4.5, 4.5.
Oh, nice.
I that really is my kind of match right there.
Yeah.
And this match was super great too. Well above average. 4 plus.
So for night 7, well, you basically just heard me matches. Basically the last 2 matches really, and Tangelo and ELP, and Hickel Render for honorable mentions.
Yep, I'd agree. Last 2 for sure.
Yeah. And that was night 7. And now we go to night 8, C and D block. They're back in Corrigan again. I don't know why I butcher that. So first place for C block, we had 3-way tie between Evil. Oh God. Dave Finley and Tomaton with 6 points, 3 wins, 1 loss. Strong Boy Eddie Kingston Shingo Takagi tie with second place with 4 points with 2 wins, 2 losses. And last place, number one, 6-man tag team Toru Ishii, Hinari, and Mikey Nichols, 2 points, 1 win, 3 loss, which we'll get to in a sec. And then in D block, we have Jeff Cobb in first place with 8 points, 4 wins, 0 loss. Saxon Virginia second place, 3 wins, 1 loss. We'll talk about that in a sec. Tanahashi, Goto, Naito, and Hayes all tied with 4 points, 2 wins, 2 loss. Coughlin finally on the board with 2 points, 1 win, 3 loss. And Toriano with 0. So he's mathematically eliminated. So opening match for C Block, Evil to be Inari, 12 minutes and 3 seconds. I hated this 4 out of 10. I don't know
Yeah,
much to say, to be honest with you.
Hanari did his damnedest to get to beat a respectable match out of Evil, but what can you
I've
do?
been enjoying Evils. If I had to pick one, like if they're like, no, you have to choose an Evil one, I'd probably say Inari.
Yeah, yeah. The spot where he punched through the where he
Yes,
punched through the chair, that was really,
Big
really
Toe go.
cool. Yeah. It's a great spot. I like that spot.
Insert that you fucked up when
Yeah.
it was at this moment. But or second, I didn't mind the Kingston one. I mean, it's evil, but I like how Dick told him with the stick, and Eddie King's like, "You motherfucker." And King says like, "See, I can say that here. I can't say it on national television." I'm like, "Well, you can. They'll just censor you." But honestly, if I had to pick one match from Evil, she won. Like me, you just said Minari. Honestly,
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
D block, we have Alex Coughlin, Charles Opoy, Tag defeat IWGP Tag Team Hiroki Goto, 6 minutes and 23 seconds. I didn't mind this one. I give this one 5 out of 10. Honestly,
Yeah. Yeah. This was the one that I was like, Goto must be hurt.
I think he is. I hate it. I hope not because I don't really want to put forfeit.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think he'll probably struggle through it if it was something where it's super serious, but maybe we'll see in his next couple of matches. But yeah, this one it looked like he was hurt. Coughlin hit him with the hit with that jackhammer, and he won pretty easily. Nothing to write home about here.
No, I cherry pick honestly skippable to be honest with you.
Yeah, agree.
This like the I know they had the matches like earlier in the month, those tag matches, but it's just like a lot of chain for sham matches in D block. I'm just gonna be honest here.
Yep.
Well, speaking of D, or sorry, C block. I almost said D block again. Shingo Takagi defeat Mikey Nichols, 9 minutes and 13 seconds. It looked like it's see, I was confused by the result because it looked like I think Shingo hit him with a popping bomber, and I think he just fell on Nichols.
Yeah, it was so this is what I think we're talking about with these shoot headbutts. Like after
They need to
after
stop. It's kind of getting annoying to be honest with you.
well, and you don't know, like, was Mikey like fuzzed from this, and they, yeah, wanted to hit him with a lariat and ended up in like some type of like
It was like,
Luthez press, like the Stone Cold
yeah,
situation where he was just on top of him. Yeah, this was my least favorite match for Shingo.
me too.
And
I agree. I
yeah,
agree.
good piece of evidence why shoot headbutts are not worth it, and they actively take away from matches versus add drama. So,
Well, I mean, you saw Nichols in the first night with Hinare.
yeah. Well, that added a little bit of drama, I think, but I think Mikey's eggs got scrambled here, and it's maybe not worth it.
Yeah, like you said at the beginning of the review, when we were talking about night six, like you said, the chest to the headbutt, I'm cool with but like the headbutts to the head, it's like, okay, guys, like let's just
Yeah,
tone it down. Like I don't want someone to be like the black and white line mark comes up.
yeah,
We don't
yeah,
need those shoot hip. Like Hinare, I didn't mind the first night so much. I mean, I didn't know I forgot Nichols bustle, but it's just like, ooh, because I know Shango tried to go to pump and bomber, and he kind of like you said, like it's like a pump and bomber thrust press. I'm like,
yeah,
someone I think someone is injured. But
yeah.
I
It
just want 6 out of 10. But I would probably maybe give it a 7. But honestly, I feel like 6 is just being generous.
yeah, yeah. It was a nasty match. You can
Skippable,
skip it,
honestly.
which is shocking when you're talking about Shingo, right? Do you think he's must see TV, but not tonight, not this night.
So far, our Shingo's G1 matches so far. This is like I agree with you, Matthew. What I fully try to repeat myself. Skip. This is my least favorite from him so far, and he's still got evil left.
Yeah,
And speaking of D block, Hiroshi Tanahashi defeats his Bebop tag team partner Toriano 7 minutes and 45 seconds via high fly foe. This was harmless again. It was 5 out of 10 for me.
yep. Tana looked a little bit more spry. Um, Again, maybe he just needs a little bit of grease on the wheels. It takes
Yeah,
takes 5 or 6 nights for those knees to loosen up, and yeah, he's looking. Maybe he's gonna put in a throwback run in the back half of this G1. So
yeah, and then I like the spot where Tanahashi's like, check his tights. You know, it's like don't have anything. And he just throws the tape over his shoulder. I did laugh at it. But like I said, like it was just harmless. And by the way, with this loss, this basically eliminates Yano. I think this is his sorry, worst G1 I think he has had in a long time. I could be wrong. Don't quote me out. I mean, some New Japan person will probably correct me, but Chris Samsa. But honestly, I mean, it's Yano. He's just a night off guy.
Yep.
Well, we go from not to a bad match to the best night match of the honestly probably my number one favorite G1 match as of right now. Tomohiro Ishii finally gets on the board, defeating Eddie Kingston 16 minutes and 12 seconds. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. 10 out of 10 for me.
Yeah. This is what this is Eddie's. This is when Eddie performs his best. They have just excellent chemistry together. You know, and they don't have to do much, right? Couple of throws, hundreds of chops,
Flying
lots
headbutts.
of lots of power. The flying headbutt spots were unbelievable. You know, a nice little wrinkle in their series of matches. Just totally excellent. Yeah, one of the top matches for sure in this tournament. Lots of drama, excellent storytelling from Eddie, and the most like vocal I've heard Ishii. He was really screaming
Yeah,
during
me
this
too.
match. Yeah, and so loved it. Yeah, the crowd was super into this, and it was man, hell of a match. Go seek it out. This will be could be Eddie's defining performance in the G1 for him.
Yeah.
Super happy for him for him to have that moment in Korakuen. Yeah, just really happy for Eddie. He showed out and had an incredible match.
Out of the three matches they had, I go this one first. Then I say the all out pre show be number two, and then their Capital Collision the least favorite one for me. But like they were all great. Don't get me wrong, but if I had to go in line, that's probably my three. But honestly, out of these, this is the first of three I recommend checking out, which I'll get to the other two in a sec. So we go back to D Block. I probably would you say this be the shocking upset of the tournament so far? With Shane Hayes being Naito at 13 minutes, 44 seconds.
Yeah, this one was very surprising. You don't expect Naito to take L's to sort of guys of Shane Hayes caliber. Not to say that he is like a poor performer because he's been absolutely excellent. And I really like Shane Hayes, but Naito is a top guy and Shane is not. I mean, this is sort of it, right? But
Yeah,
um, decent match. Had a little bit of foolishness at the beginning with the dueling hats.
I did
Uh,
laugh at that. I found that pretty funny.
I thought Shane looked great in an Lij hat.
He did. He pulled that up. Man, he's
Yeah,
Lloyd Christmas suit, Naito's hat. What's next?
yeah, um, yeah. Some interesting stuff. Naito hit that neck breaker on the barricade, which
Ooh,
was totally disgusting. I was like, oh no.
my neck hurts.
Um, yeah. Yeah. After that foolishness, Naito had his working boots on, and Haste has a great move set, super interesting, super athletic. And the reversal from Destino into his finish sure was awesome. Super
Yeah,
sick.
I
Loved it.
re- I for me personally, I don't know if you're the same boat, Matthew. This is an honorable mention for me as well.
Yeah,
Ick.
I would say watch this.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The back half of this card was super excellent.
Yes.
Super excellent.
And speak of excellent, that was a great segment, by the way. Back to C block where we had Tama Tonga defeating never openweight champion David Finlay at how did this match one go? 14 minutes and 22 seconds. I give this one 8 out of 10. I really enjoyed this one, and Corgan Hall really loved Finlay losing.
Yeah, this was way better than their first match. Like
Yeah,
way better.
me too.
The pace was intense. Um, you know, uh, great action from both of them. It felt intense the whole way. It didn't feel like 14 minutes. Whereas I think their last match kind of went around the same time, but felt like a slog. This was
Yeah,
awesome. This was really good stuff, and I think it's Finley sort of fitting in to his role. He's, getting on a roll in the G1, and maybe he's got really good chemistry with Tama. But yeah, the closing stretch to this match was like chef's kiss. Finley looked awesome. Great match by both of them.
yeah. Like you said, when they fought at Dongtaku, I think it was.
Yep.
Yeah, I like it was okay, but like you said, I thought it just went on for. I felt like I think it was like 16, 17 minutes, but whatever. It felt like I was watching for like 2 hours. It felt that it went by kind of slow.
Yeah.
But this one was just like I couldn't believe this one when I read the time again because I forgot it. What I knew it went past 10 minutes, forgot how long. It was just like that went almost 15 minutes. That felt like five.
Yeah. Yeah. It was an easy watch. Easy watch. This was real G1 stuff.
And Tonga technically could say, "Hey, I pinned in G1. I could have a future talk like Ishii."
Yep.
Because I know before, I think they still kind of do it sometimes where like, hey, I pinned in G1, like give me title shot.
Yep. Yeah. And if they work towards that for I don't know that it's destruction, I think.
Destruction,
I
yeah,
would
it's destruction for
yeah.
sure.
It used to be King of Pro Wrestling.
I think they
But
kind of stopped that when they brought the title and COVID and stuff.
yeah. So just yeah, destruction would I'm into it. I'm into it.
Me
Run it.
too. Well, speaking actually of champions getting pinned, we go to our main event, the D block. Jeff Cobb finally gets to win over Zack Sabre Jr. at 16 minutes and 16 seconds via tour of the island. Best match out of the three they had. I just won 9 out of 10. This is a go check out.
Yeah, totally agree. Continuing this like really good rivalry they've had all year. Awesome match. Cobb was, showing off his techers. I feel like Cobb was really in his bag in this match. Like, he had some great sequences with the arm ringers at the beginning of the match, and then the shoulder block sequence, like
Yeah,
nice and early. Zach does some of his best work when he's like in a distinct contrast of style. And so, but his like weakness is he strays from his own style, right? So
yeah,
sometimes he'll want to get in striking battles with strikers. And he tried to get into the power game with Cobb. He hit him with a German suplex, which was like totally unbelievable, right?
right.
Zach hitting Cobb with that German was a great spot, but and they teased that Tour of the Islands counter that he had beat him with before, in a match previous, which was a nice little callback. But yeah, really enjoyed it. Another feather in their cap for this rivalry, and yeah, we're in it. G1 is here.
Let's go. Do you think Cobb, do you think he just does what he did in 2020 or almost did in 2020? Do you think he goes like clean sweep or do you think someone spoils him? Like, what do you think?
Well, I don't think he's getting spoiled. Like, it depends who he's got next. I'd have to see who he's got
He's got
coming up, and
well when we talk about the preview, he has Yano next. I know that, but I forget who he has last. But I think
yeah,
he gets past Yano, to be honest with you.
yeah, we'll see. Maybe Yano
We'll see.
pull something out of his hat. I don't know that Yano's going to go undefeated, so or winless. Sorry. So maybe Cobb is his big upset. So
Yes.
uh,
But
we'll see.
from this show, I say check out the Ishii Kingston match, Tonga and Finley, Sabre Jr. and Cobb. Honorable mention, I give it to Hayes and Naito as well.
Yeah, I'm of the opinion that those last four matches,
You know what's good?
easy
Yeah,
watch,
yeah.
awesome.
Last four. Watch honestly. I say like skip the first half. I mean, unless you want to see Yano comedy, but basically, like Matthew said, just watch the last half, the last
Yeah,
four.
best match or best night so far, in my opinion.
You know what, brother? I agree. I absolutely agree with you. Like, there's been some nights where like, okay, it was good, like kind of like in the middle.
Yeah.
Like night six, I thought was absolute garbage. To be honest with you, like the crowd was dead. Like,
Mhm.
I mean, you can't really fully blame at times, but it's just like I thought I was watching the mute. I'm like, did I actually mute my stream? But
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. Yeah.
and then we go to night nine. This was Thursday. I almost said Friday again. So this is A and B block. So we'll go to third in May. There we go. Lost my point. So spoiler. So first place in A block. You figure the champion will be at 10 points, 5 wins, 0 losses. So he gets his first spot in the quarterfinals, which is kind of crazy. He has 2 matches left, and he already got a spot in the quarterfinals, which is crazy. And it showed Umino and Kito Kimi tied with 6 points, 2 wins, 1 loss, and 2 draws. Gay Gibb has 5 points, 2 wins, 2 losses, and 1 draw. We'll double that when we get there. Owens and Hikuleo tie with 4, 2 wins, 3 losses. Yusuji with 3, 1 win, 3 losses, 1 draw. And Narita has 2 points, 0 wins, 3 losses, 2 draws. So he's mathematically eliminated. Spoiler. B block, Okada and Osprey have 8 points, 4 wins, 1 loss. Taichi has 6 points, 3 wins, 2 losses. Yoshihashi, Kenta, El Phantasmo, Tangaloa tied third with 4 points, 2 wins, 3 losses. And Okan last place with 2 points, 1 win, 3 losses. So he's unfortunately mathematically eliminated. So we go to open up B block with where did my notes? Oh, sorry, A block. Sorry, my apologies. Jun Uno defeating Chase Owens, 9 minutes and 35 seconds. This was okay, 5 out of 10. What do you think, Matthew?
Yeah, okay match. Solid opener, nothing offensive here. I would give it a gentleman's 3.
If I was doing stars, yeah, I go with that. I say gentleman's
Yeah.
3. Like you said, not much to talk about, honestly. One of the matches I do recommend checking out is from B block, Taichi defeating Yoshihashi, 13 minutes and 13 seconds. This ruled. I just want 7 out of 10.
Yeah, 100%. Both Taichi and Yoshihashi are having amazing G1s, which is a great sentence to utter.
Right?
Yeah.
I wouldn't be saying that 5 or 6 years ago.
No, you wouldn't. And you know what? This should give all of us who are underestimated and overlooked hope and inspiration.
Yes, I agree. I agree with that.
Yeah, this is a must-watch match. Again, like these guys are showing out. Renaissance men having glow ups in their careers, and they're delivering.
I can't say enough good things about this match. And actually, another one I recommend check out. The spoiler I have 4 to pick from. Second one, Gabriel Kidd for Keito Kimiya ended a double countout, 11 minutes and 44 seconds. I thought I didn't like the beginning so much, but the last basically after the attack from Gid, like I thought just ruled. Like those two just beating the shit out of each other.
It was
That
chaos.
it was
It,
that no pun
it was
intended.
a lot of chaos, and Gabe was really stiffing Kaito, which was like it was making me feel uncomfortable. Like when he was like smacking him around and
Boom,
stomping
boom,
him.
boom.
Yeah.
I thought they were having a shoot fist fight, honestly.
Honestly, like that's what made me feel uncomfortable. And then I felt a little bit better when like Kaito started getting him back.
Proceeds.
Yeah. So what a brawl. Lots and lots of heat. I think this is something that, Gabe wants to Gabe wants to continue this a little bit. Feels like it anyway. There was a chair shot to the head early on in this match, which I'm not here for. I think those
I
things,
didn't like that either. Don't worry.
it's, I think it's a universal take these days that we probably shouldn't be doing that anymore. And it's a little bit risky for the performers. I don't want to be safety police. I love seeing these guys do crazy stuff, but you know,
Yeah,
that's
I don't
for me.
want to
It's
be
for me. It's a little uncomfortable seeing guys getting their brain scrambled. So, but super intense match, super intense. The double count out felt okay. You kind of sensed it was coming because there was no match here. It was just a fight.
yeah, like I don't like being safe police here, but like the only negatives I had was like you said the chair shot, and then like I remember I think they're on the like their server. I was like, did it did it go into a shoot, brother? Like because it legit looked like they were fist fighting too. I was like, oh.
Yeah, yeah. Gabe was especially stiff in this one. So yeah,
Also
but
for kid, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you there, brother. For kid, this is like probably my second or third favorite from him in the G1 so far.
yeah, he's had an interesting G1 where again polarizing a bit, where folks
Yeah,
want to see more in-ring competition from him, but I think he's really sort of doing character play right now with because I think everybody knows that he can go right. So he's turning up the intensity to 12 or 15. Like
Yeah,
he's quite an intense guy. So and it's cool. You know, those are the types of matches he's going to give us. I'm here for it. I love
me
Gabe.
too.
I think
Me
he's
too.
great.
He has been great. Honestly, I liked him better as a heel, kind of babyface a little, but yeah, honestly, out of the G, if I had to do a top three so far, I'd say I'd probably put this one number one, Narita number two, and mm, actually no, that's the only two because I forgot he didn't face Shudo yet. So, oh no, yes he did. What am I saying? Oh my god, we just talked about my brain today. Anyway, basically, Kid's been repressive better than Coughlin, like I
Yeah.
said before. And then this next match was the B block. It's basically the loser mathematically eliminated. Tanga Loya, but defeating Gray Khan 12 minutes and 41 seconds. This was okay. I give this one 4 out of 10, but unfortunately, Gray Khan has been eliminated, well, mathematically eliminated. What you think,
Yeah.
Matt?
Okan's going through it, man. There's been nothing memorable for him in this G1. Um, sorry. The Osprey match was quality, but Osprey can have a quality match with me.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, an unfortunate G1 for Ocon. I think a lot of people thought he'd get a little bit better, or
I'm
have a
shocked that he's just doing this horrible.
yeah. So, and maybe it's part of his story. Maybe it's something that maybe he's just on a down cycle. Cobb is up, right? Will is up. TJP and Akira they're champs again, aren't they? No.
No, no, they both
They just
Connors
lost.
and Maloney, yeah.
Yeah, they just lost the belts. But they had been up. So yeah, maybe it's his time for a struggle, right?
Yeah.
The New Japan ethos, fighting spirit is not just overcoming chops, but overcoming adversity in your life and getting through that. So
Yeah.
uh,
I am surprised I actually thought Ocon had this one, honestly. Like I like Tangelo, but I thought Ocon was gonna basically because this was basically do or die match. Like because on the preview on the New Japan, like the English side, 1972.com, they basically in the preview said both men had to score. So basically they're telling you losers basically eliminated, right?
yeah,
So
yeah,
I kinda wish Ocon was still in the running, but we'll talk about the previews for Sunday and Tuesday after this night nine. But honestly, this is skippable for me, to be honest with you. The only
yep,
match I do like from Okada, I will admit, if I had to pick my three so far, would be Okada, Osprey, ELP,
yep.
honestly, in that order.
Agreed.
And then we go to speaking of people who had to try to survive, Hikuleo needed to win to basically not be eliminated, which he does. He beat Yoji at 12 minutes and 12 seconds via Godson. I actually like this one. I just won 6 out of 10. And he
Yeah,
still has a small chance left still.
I really like this match. Again, letting letting Hikuleo work a little bit. And Suji showed out too. Suji has some like really sick counters, some slick counters.
He
I would say
does.
that
He does.
it reminds me of Jay White a little bit in the way that he works those counters and how sudden they are. Big Suge showing off. He's got power. He's got fire. I thought Hikuleo crushed the closing sequence. He was hitting suplexes and all sorts of different power moves that transitioned into that finally into the choke slam. Very, very, very good match. It over delivered for me.
Me too.
And
Yeah, I
I
did.
thought it was
Same
great.
thing.
The crowd was super into it too. Like even on the lockup, you could hear it was like an audible gasp from the crowd. They were like,
Suji.
"Oh!" when
Ooh.
they locked up. It was yeah. They
I
were
mean,
the crowd was looking forward to this.
I've been impressed with Suji. Ever since he came back. 'Cause I didn't see too much of his Rep Pro and CML stuff, but since he came back, it's just like wow. Like, but I've been. It's so funny how he's at 3 points. I thought he'd be like still in the running. Well, technically he still is, but I thought he'd be like kind of like where Shota and Keto and Kid are, like in the first three places. I'm surprised he's
Yeah,
like towards the bottom. But I
yeah,
find that with a lot of G1, like debut people, I find they always start kind of low. Well, I mean, as I say that, Shota kind of Keto have 6 points, but you know what I mean.
Yep. Yep. And it's just this is part of how they're developing everyone's story. It's very like, it's New Japan, right? It's
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
detailed, it's intricate, it's long. It's a journey that you get your rewards on the way, but they make you earn it. So
They do. Yeah,
um yeah. And you'll definitely get it with Suji, I would say. Like,
you will. Yeah. Well, it's funny how a lot of people on the show basically needed to win to survive, pretty much. So this B block match, Alpha Tasmo, this is ring when I read this times, Ring Bell defeats Kenta in 19 seconds. Even though I think technically, if you count overall time, was like what, like 5, 6 minutes, 7.
yeah, I was gonna say they made us wait God knows how long.
But bell time,
Um,
19 seconds. I think this is now the shortest G1 match, I think, or top five at least close, like short G1 matches.
yeah, and this is one where the blood, the Moxleyism is proliferating.
Speaking of blood,
Yeah, and I don't know if that was Hardway or what, but he DDT'd him right on those wood bleachers, and
I was gonna say, was it the
that looked
bleachers you got busted open on? Because I thought
I
it took me. It was. I knew it was that or the table. It was one of the two spots.
yeah, no, he was bleeding up in the
That's
stands.
okay. That's what I thought. Because I must have missed it. Because I turned around for a second, and the next I know, EOP's like blood. I'm like, how the hell did you get
Yeah,
busted open?
yeah, yeah.
But Kenta was like basically beating the shit out of him. Holy crap!
Yeah, this is a quote unquote blood feud. These
Yes,
guys were best buddies in Bullet Club, and Kenta stuck the knife in, and this was the revenge match, right? So,
it
you
was.
know,
Yeah, yeah,
it was super average, to be
yeah.
honest, super
Skippable.
average.
To be honest with
Yeah,
you, but EOP's still this again, still hanging on by a
hanging on
smidge.
by a thread. Yeah,
Basically, I think, well, spoiler. Basically, I think for A block, I think it's A1 under 5 points. It's basically like on the bubble, and in B block, it's basically anybody under Taichi is pretty much, well, Grail can't eliminate, but basically Hashi, Kenta, ELP, and Lower all on the bubble, and in A
hmm,
block, it's basically anybody from Kid under, or no, Owens, Hikaleo down, pretty much.
yep,
Except for this next guy. So A blocks in my main event. So Sanaa had to win basically. On the preview, they basically wrote progression, but basically telling you P wins, there's a spot in the quarterfinals. Right, sorry, he had to win and have Owens and Kid lose or draw one of them two, which Kid did. So basically, you know what happened here. So Sanaa does beat Ren Narita at 16 and a half minutes to mathematically eliminate Narita. I thought this ruled. I just won 7 out of 10.
yep. Solid first five. Lots of good grappling, and Sonata can grapple, right? He's a
He
he's a
can.
super yeah, he's a really good grappler, and Narita, obviously, that's his forte. And again, Narita impressing, right? He's over delivering on my expectations for him. And I thought this was a better than average. I think you might be more positive on it than I was. I'm not negative on it by any stretch,
No, no,
but
no. Yeah,
I thought it was a 3.75, in my
yeah.
opinion. Yeah,
It was good though, but unfortunately, due to Narita losing, he is massively limited, like I said, beginning of this review, and Sanaa gets his spot in the quarterfinals, which is funny
yeah,
because I didn't even know that until I looked on Twitter because I think people were kind of confused. They're like, "So does he have fans?" And Chris Charlton did confirm, yes, with that win over Narita, he gets a spot in the quarterfinals. So basically, anybody in A blocks fighting for second place.
yeah,
So, uh, so for quarterfinals, real quick, so Sanaa will meet the winner of C block, second place, and basically the winner of second place A block will meet the first place D block winner. Well, speaking of quarterfinals, so Okada had to win, basically get his spot in the quarterfinals, which he didn't, as Osprey beat him at 17 minutes 21 seconds. And I need to add this note: clean, and this match ruled. I give this one 9 out of 10.
yes, absolutely. This match crushed it, and will finish the story.
Yes, he did finish. I think Charles said 8 years. I think it said,
Yeah, yeah,
because I know in the 2020 G1, I think his final block action. Yeah, he cheated because Ocon. Okay, I don't know how I forgot that, but yeah, basically Osprey had to get Ocon to help him win, but he
yep.
finally did it. But I really, these two never had bad matches.
No, these are two of the best performers of all time.
Yes,
They will they will deliver every single time. I thought Okada was like particularly grumpy in this match. He had the screw face on like
Grumpy Okada's
maximum.
back.
He was very grumpy, and probably because Will was cranking him with chops. He had a deep handprint on his chest very early on in the match, and like you can see, he's looking down at it and checking if he was split open. But yeah, Will was whooping him
He was.
with those chops. Like pretty cool spots in this one. The Oz cutter to the apron looked brutal.
The
Off
Rainmaker
the top.
Hameblade.
Yeah, that was awesome. And Okada, getting a little bit arrogant, trying to finish Will with the money clip. Overall, just a brilliant match. Top 5 probably for me.
I agree.
Um,
I probably put, if I had to make like top 10 or 5 or 10, this one would be up. Ishii, Kingston be up here. I probably put on Kiyomiya up here as well.
yeah,
But
brilliant match. Really happy for Will. Um, awesome stuff.
and Osprey basically saved everybody from Okago in quarterfinals. But yeah, that is the reviews. So we'll just go into the previews. So see the next night we'll see. It's kind of nice having 2 nights off in G1 a little bit, to be honest with you, after
Yeah,
three
you got
straight.
gives you time to catch up, catch your breath. Yeah,
Right.
3 nights in a row is tough.
It is. Oh, but before I forget, so basically matches recommend, I say check out the Taiji Yoshihashi match, Kid, Kiyomiya, Osprey and Okada, and what was the other one I recommended? Oh, Sanada and Narita. That was the other one. That's the 4
Yeah,
I say check out. Cherry picking.
yeah,
So we'll go to so night 10 will be Sunday, July 30th. This is the C and D block. I'm just going off the 1972 New Japan website. So and C block, Hinari versus David Finley. Basically, I think Hinari is, they didn't say he'd be eliminated, but basically, I mean, he's got 2 points. Basically, if he loses, he's out. D block, Yano versus Jeff Cobb. Yano's already eliminated, so he can't really catch up. Any case, he's got Mikey Nichols. I think Nichols say both. Basically, if he loses, he's out. Naito versus Coughlin. Coughlin must win, or he's mathematically eliminated. Evil versus Tomohiro Ishii. Oh God, come on, Ishii, give Evil a good match. Ishii's on the bubble as well, so if he loses, he's out. Battle of DMDK, Zack Sabre Jr. versus Shane Hayes. Tomotawa versus Shingo Takagi. And the main event, Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Hiroki Goto from D Block. Any of those matches cite you, Matt?
yeah. I want to see Tamatonga Shingo, Hanare Finley should be good. Zach
They're,
versus Shane should be good.
oh,
And
that would be good.
I've got Naito Coughlin highlighted here, but we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, I remember years ago they were doing the unofficial C block and tag action. Now they finally get to do it.
Yeah. And David Finley's in it, right? And
Yeah,
David
right.
Finley is he's leading the C block he's always dreamed of.
They didn't really say on the website that Hinari must win, but I mean he's got 2 points. He probably, it's basically gonna be eliminated if he loses here. But yeah, so that was C and D, and then we'll go to August 1st, 9/11. This is A and B. A lot of people are on the bubble from these blocks. So main event will be Kushishko versus Kenta. Kenta must win, or he's mathematically eliminated. Shota Uno versus Yoshi A block. That's the A block's main event. Suji must win. Tangaloa versus Will Ospreay. Loa must win. Honestly, he's not winning. Sanada versus Gabe Kidd. They put Sanada's already won A block, which I mean it's true. ALP versus Taichi. ALP must win, or he's eliminated. Random Reed versus Chase Owens in A block. Yoshihashi versus Great Khan and B block. So Yoshihashi must win, or he's eliminated. In the opening match, Hikuleo versus Kito Kiyomiya, and Hikuleo must win to survive. That be in the running, sorry. So any match looking for that one?
This card looks good, man. This is, there's a lot of good stuff here. Hikuleo, Kiyomiya, I'm looking at. Umino Tsuji, very highly anticipated. Sonata versus Gabe is probably going to be a banger. Yoshihashi Great Okan, probably going to slap. Like
Right.
Taichi El Phantasmo. This
Yeah,
is,
right.
and going back to Phantasmo, who is he telling to take his shirt off at the
Oh, Tangaloa.
Oh, it was Tangaloa. Yeah, that's right. Okay. I thought it was Taichi because Taichi likes to pop his pecs a lot too. So we'll probably see some booby business
Right.
in Taichi El Phantasmo. But that match could also be has very high potential of being very good. Night 11, I would say, has high potential of being card of the year type
Me
of
too.
stuff.
Honestly, I'm looking forward more to 9/11 and night not by much, but it's funny how for A and B block, it's basically like I like how half those matches are red. They're like they gotta win or they're out. And then C
Hmm.
block, it's only they wrote for Coughlin, but basically Hinara and Mikey Nichols is pretty much on the bubble as well, and Ishii is too. But it's fine on the bottom. They wrote like basically out of eliminate. I'm like, okay, well that just tells me that Ishii's basically eliminated if he loses. But yeah, those are the cards. Matt, thanks for being on. Like, thanks for coming on the show today. If you want to drop
Yeah.
your social medias and stuff, go right ahead.
Yeah, you bet. Thanks for having me. I really appreciate talking to you. And yeah, if you guys want to chat New Japan, I'm at MJ does PR, EMJAY does PR on all of the social medias. So you can hit me up there and let's talk some New Japan.
Yes, thank you for being on, Matt, and I'll be on next week. Top of the nights, 10 for 12. Have a good weekend, guys. Stay safe and join the bedlam.